I was comparing Islam and Christianity, basically. Not that I doubt my Islam, I just wanted to show them that they're wrong. I ended up giving my life to Jesus Christ. Suddenly one day I come and I find almost everybody I know is there. And then they said, Rashid, sit. I was like, okay. I said, are you a Muslim or a Christian? My mom, she was like, just tell them, just tell the Shahada and make everybody know that you are a Muslim. Just say it in front of everybody. It took me like 10 seconds. I was thinking about it because I didn't want to be in trouble. I didn't see it coming. Then I said, Mom, I cannot say the Shahada. I received direct threats. Even the mosque next to my apartment was preaching against me. And every time I got out from my apartment, I looked right and left because I was expecting somebody to come with a knife and stab me or something. My name is Rashid, and I was born and raised in Morocco to a devout Muslim family. My dad was actually the imam of the local mosque. He was very devout to his religion. It was 24 hours in his life, so that's all what he did for a living, and that's all what he believed. My dad wanted somebody to take over or follow his steps. So he took me to the mosque when I was 4 years old, and he started teaching me the basics of Islam. His joy was that I have a son who's going to learn all what I know, and he's going to lead also in teaching people about Islam and the Quran. So I started memorizing the Quran at a very young age, because usually you have to finish when you are 10 or around that age. You have to finish memorizing the whole thing. That was my life, and I was happy with it. I see people around my dad kissing his hands and inviting him to big celebrations. He's in the front always. I'm just holding his hand and proud of him. And I like the status of being a son of an imam. It gave me a lot of pride. All what I knew, Islam was the religion and the path to God. I thank God for my mom. She fought with my dad for our education because my dad wanted us to be just in a mosque. And she said, no, they have to go to normal school as well. And actually my dad, he did beat my mom for that several times because he said the Quran is the best and they don't need secular education. Secular education will ruin their lives. When I was 12 years old, I had to move outside of my village, and I had to go to Casablanca to continue my secular studies. It was a good thing for me because I learned something new other than religion. And another thing, I will be away from my dad and his authority. It will be like a little bit of freedom for me. The solution was that I will stay with my uncle in Casablanca. Casablanca is a big city. So I'm moving from a village of hundreds of people to millions of people. It was like a different world. And when I moved there, my uncle promised my dad that he will continue the same thing with me. He will make sure that I will do my religious duties. I will go to the mosque. I will follow everything he did at home. And he also will take care of me with my studies. And when I moved to Casablanca, there are tools of entertainment and stuff like that, and one of them was radio. I was tuning, then I hear something in Arabic, I stop because it's Arabic. And then I heard something about Jesus the first time I hear, other than what I learned from the Quran, and that he was crucified, and crucified for our sins. And then I continued listening. It was all blasphemy for me back then. He is the Son of God, and he came to this earth as a human being to save us. And I was trying to just close my ears because I don't want to hear that. It's blasphemy. It's against my beliefs. And I was really mad because these guys speak Arabic. So I was listening, and at the end of the program, they gave an address. And I wrote it on my hand because I want to write them and I want to challenge them. So out of zeal, out of curiosity, I wrote to them and I put all the verses I know from the Quran, and I thought, yes, I will show them that they were wrong. And I wrote everything I know about Jesus from Islam. That was a new door opening for me. 4 years of correspondence courses with people there. They changed over the time. Several people I corresponded with, and they answered my questions. I was comparing Islam and Christianity, basically. Not that I doubt my Islam, I just wanted to show them that they're wrong. I ended up giving my life to Jesus Christ instead. So I wrote to my friends, virtual friends, and I told them that I think I'm a Christian. And they were like, yes, that's a good decision, and you have to give your life to Jesus. And how do you do that? So all these kind of questions. And you have to imagine, it's not an email. It's a letter that takes weeks to go there and weeks to come back. And some of them never made it because they tried to send me the Bible, for example, more than 20 times, and I never received it. And every time I complained, they say, we sent one. We sent one. And one day the mailman brought a Bible without the cover or the envelope. So I got it and I was happy. I went to my room. That was my best treasure. I kept it in a very special place. Every time I come back from school, that was my secret, that I would read and just follow the stories from the Old Testament until I finished the whole Bible. It was really like a nice, an eye-opening also, because I saw similarities with Islam and also big differences with Islam. Transworld Radio actually connected me with a missionary in Morocco, an American missionary who lives there. They just sent him my address. He sent me a local letter. When I opened it, he has his phone number and his name. He introduced himself. He said, we will meet. We made an appointment downtown Casablanca. We went to a coffee shop and he started asking me questions, I think to test me if I'm really a true believer or not. He said, who's God for you? I said, God is the creator. Who are us? I said, we are just human beings, his creation. He said, well, tell me, and who's Jesus? I said, Jesus is God himself incarnated in the flesh. He said, what did he do? I said, he was crucified for our sins. He said, what is sin? I said, sin is that thing that separates us from God. And they said, and you accepted that? He said, yes, Jesus died for me. He said, well, I think you're a Christian. I said, I told them. They don't believe me? They're sending you to test me or something? He was like, no, I just want to make sure you understand. I said, okay. He said, would you come with us? I said, who are you? He said, there are people like you. I thought I'm the only Moroccan that had this revelation and knew the truth, and the others didn't know. And I said, are you serious? He said, yes. I said, when? He said, tomorrow. When I went, I was really scared because I don't know what's going to happen. And I saw these Moroccan guys in a room holding their Bibles, singing in Moroccan language. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was really something like a dream. And then they have Moroccan tea, they have the Moroccan cookies, and they are just like me. And all of them the same story. I was listening to radio, I did correspondence courses, I accepted Christ. It's almost identical. Just different backgrounds, different families, but almost the same story repeated. And when I saw them, it was really a big encouragement to me. And my cousin, my family, my uncle, everybody at home started noticing that things changed big time in my life. And they were like, Rashid, what's going on? And suddenly one day I come and I find almost everybody I know is there. And then they said, Rashid, sit. And I was like, okay. They said, are you a Muslim or a Christian? It's like, it hit me. And I was like, well, let's start from the right. Ask everybody this question. I wanted to make it a joke, but nobody was laughing, and I ended up, I knew it was very serious. So I said, it's not your right to know. It's between me and God. Nobody has the right to know what's in my heart. And you actually should not ask that question. My mom, she was like, just tell them, just tell the Shahada and make everybody know that you are a Muslim. Just say it in front of everybody. It took me like 10 seconds. I was thinking about it because I didn't want to be in trouble. I didn't see it coming. Then I said, Mom, I cannot say the Shahada. And then you can see the whole room. It was surreal for me. It was something that I remember now. It was like a dream. I don't see it as a fact because I was in denial at first. I didn't accept that my family would hurt me. So everybody was shouting at me, and all what I remember now is noises from everywhere, and I can see my mom crying, and she's shouting and crying, and some of them spit on me, some of them curse me, just get out of here, we don't want to see you. And it's like a dog, filthy, all what you can think about. So I was crying and I left without knowing where to go because I was still a kid. So I lived almost 2 years homeless, just going from one place to another. Sometimes I slept even in the street because I didn't know where to go. I lost my study, I lost everything, and I didn't have anything in my life. I lost my family. So a friend of mine, he said, just come to rest and to learn about God and the Bible. And we have a center in Cyprus. You can stay here if you want. And so I went to Cyprus just to take time for myself. And it was a really refreshing because I met with other Muslim background believers from Egypt, from Jordan, from Lebanon, from different countries. And it was very encouraging because I saw how God working among other people like me.